selfie stick when I was away, so the degradation over here, I'm holding it manually, as it were. Either way, as soon as anyone realizes, because I did this a bit last minute, we can answer some of your questions whilst we're on our way to the park. In the meantime, I guess we could pick a different topic to talk about, or something. Oh, you've gone all quiet. He's gone all quiet, making out he's shy. Look. Oh, we have missed him though, but don't tell him. Yeah. Right, I'm going to come up with a question then. Where you been?
I've been doing debates. I've had a few debates recently online, actually.
Nice. Anyone I might have heard of?
I debated Jason Burns recently on can a Christian lose salvation?
What is your position now on that?
Of course they can.
Give me a touch there, you papers. I'm only joking.
If you watch the debate, you know my position.
Well, I ain't even got time for 10-minute videos, I promise. Honestly, I really would. Mickey, what's happening, babes? Long time. Yes, I'm good. I'm just getting over it. Well, I've still got a cough, but a bit of flu-y type stuff. And yeah, looking forward to getting to the pub, quite frankly. But I have to go through Hyde Park to get there, as it were. Yeah, so we're good. Ben's good. I ain't seen him for a little while, so he's having a catch up. But nothing of much interest. What's happening, June? You on your way down, babes? Are you June? Have you met him?
Yeah, which one's June?
June is right, Reborn June. There. That guy. Yeah. Are you on your way down today? I can't remember whether you said you're coming this week or it was next. Anyway, let's leave it as a surprise, maybe, for the peeps. You right, Chris? Oh, Massachusetts. That's a lot. Imagine having to write that out every time you say where you're from.
I can't pronounce that.
That's Massachusetts.
Massachusetts.
I don't know exactly. Massachusetts. I'm so glad I didn't bring that out in a different way. We're back as it goes. So yeah, if anyone's got any questions, then that would be all right. Yeah, it is nice to see Ben going back to the park.
Who said that?
Who said that? Who threw that? Share with the class. Mickey Finn, if that's all right with you. I mean, he could just call you a donut if you prefer. Next week, and he hopes you guys, yes, we are, Gregory, that you'll be there next week. No, what's the odds?
I don't know.
You see how it goes this week. You should stick with me. I'll look after your kid, because obviously I ain't been for a while properly. Right, let's see this chit-chatty. Bible's out in -4 not long ago. Oh, I can't get the chat up. No, chat is just... Let me put the super chat bit up. Doesn't make a difference. No chat is available to me. So...
Just press a button like a normal human being.
I've pressed it. There it is, back without me pressing it, so don't make me look like a donut. Right, let's have a butcher's. June said they're still waiting on a certain debate. I think the thing is keep waiting then. Division, all that. Yahweh's not a big fan. You know, it is nice to see Ben, whoever that is as well. Who is Ben? Anyway, thanks for your comment. Yeah, it's not only been ages since I've been to the park properly, but it's been ages since I came in with Ben. So I feel a bit nostalgic. You all right, Mohammed? What's happening, babes? Good to see ya. So, kiss a topic, any topic. Let's not get dramatic though, because I've got to save my brain cells for the. No, I'm joking. But yeah, if you've got anything you want us to just have a little spiel on. I didn't realise you'd become a Muslim. I've got 100% of my brain, even though that could be small. It's good things come in small packages. I wonder what they're out protesting, or are they just how can there be a school outing on a Sunday? Hold on. Muslim history tour. Wow, you couldn't find a more like relevant place. Oh yeah, you could. The topic is, yeah, Ben is coming back, Aladdin. The topic is, why does JC never check his emails?
No idea, I'll text him.
Maybe he's trying to be bobbish. I don't know. I think he's just incredibly busy being such a lovely little South American. That's my take on it. He's all right again. Why don't you just WhatsApp him? He definitely looks at his WhatsApp more than his emails, I'm guessing. No, Ben is not going to be preaching Islam. Don't be silly, Mo. But funny. Do you, Aladdin? That's nice for you. I'm sure you're not saying that in a provocative fashion at all. But I'd call them children as opposed to sisters. But, you know, that's just me. Could be sisters-in-law. You never know. Right, so, I mean, I could turn the camera around and show you the view. But, I mean, there's a couple of red buses, but I think you've all seen them when I do my walkabouts. For those of you who are not blessed to be in London, because we don't have them all over the country, just London. Oh, okay. June, I will mention it to him today for sure, and I think I've still got the login most probably. Yeah, I'll definitely remind him, June, not to worry. Yeah, that'd be good actually. I mean, they've got a way to go, so they don't just want to turn up without right, hang on, Armageddon. Sorry, love. Armageddon News says, do you all, but us as well, know about the Great Reset going on right now? Don't get the vaccination pass. It's a social credit system. You don't know about it, or you don't agree with it, or you doesn't know enough about it. I think, I mean, I've got I seem to have acquired a book of the same title that they were giving out. I haven't read it. I know about social scoring, and I know that no, he hasn't, because I'm not the old. So thanks there, Ben. That would be you, old school. Anyway, listen, let me answer the question about the credit scoring. I know I was listening to Joe Rogan speaking with, can't remember. Anyway, they were looking at a crypto, some form of, it wasn't a cryptocurrency, but some form of like monetary credit things that could be given out, but they were only valid like I think the example given was that if you'd eaten unhealthily too many times that month, it wouldn't work to purchase burgers anymore. And I was like, I mean, it's nothing like people in China going missing, like, you know, socialites and stuff, but it's still very like big government and a nanny state, which I don't support at all. But I don't know that the vaccine pass can be considered as part of the social credit scoring system, in as much as it's only if you choose to, I don't know, because it's not in my remit. But I guess it can be used to track you, like where you go and stuff, but so can your bank card. So, do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not sure. Anyway, that's what I think about it. So, yeah, the answer is not a lot. But now that I'm being literally blinded by the sun, so I can't see any of the chit-chat. Oh, I can see it again. You know, I appreciate the reality of credit, social scoring, credit scoring. I'm just not sure how and why the vaccine pass would come into that, because you get a pass in Britain if you're recovered, for example, stuff like that. And I don't know how much machine just says what kind of thing. So yeah. Oh yeah, denying your rights has been going since a long time ago. Armageddon News. Yeah, that's been on the cards on the table everywhere. Just yeah. So, any other topics? Because I like a bit of theology. Although Revelation does talk about one world religion, as it were, one world government. So that's a bit globalisty, if you're paying attention there. And also, I mean, my brother and I have been discussing what's been going on in Ukraine and stuff like that, obviously. And he knows more about eschatology than I do. But we keep having these little kind of laughs, like, oh, it's almost it's a bit like Revelation, eh? Haha. And then I get off the phone and I'm like, oh yeah, shiz. Like, it really is. So, but then again, I was also thinking recently, unless you're like 12, I don't know, like if you're post-millennial, I guess, then more than half of your life is potentially done. Like, because no one knows when they're going to die anyway, unless you're lucky enough to be some terminal, you know, whatever. But the point, I guess, is that whether or not it's end times, it's our end times anyway, because none of us will be alive in another 80 years, if you see what I mean, or even 70 or 60 or 50 or whatever it is. So that's something to, like the question, what would you do if you knew you only had 50 years left? Well, hi, like live as if you do. And sorry, if you're 75, potentially you don't. So anyway, we're almost there, and I like to keep it light. It's just staying unusually quiet at this stage. Why so quiet?
I'm driving.
Yeah, that old chestnut.
I'm driving.
Yeah, I've seen you give high theological sermons whilst operating a motor vehicle. Well, just make everyone else drowsy. Sorry, he misses me really when I'm not there. Excuse me while I cough a lung up. Oh, that's a good one. Right, let me see what the... Sorry, babes. I'd love to have time to read a book that wasn't university stuff. But when you die, what? Oh, yeah, of course, yeah. Well, no, not necessarily. No, there's hundreds of thousands of people who don't work in this country. It depends what sort of economy you're in and what sort of welfare system you've got as to whether you literally die from not working. Although Paul is big on the do something vibe. You know what I mean? But he also doesn't mind it if you get compensated for your work if you're working for the church. So that's handy. Anything to say on anything? I mean, try and stay awake. Don't let me, you know, literally put you asleep. I mean, obviously, where you're going. But
Well, look, I remember when I used to drive into Speaker's Corner, and you used to do these live streams.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever I would speak, people complain, Ben, focus on the road. Okay, so then when I do focus on the road and I don't speak, people still complain.
There's no people, like it's me, love.
You're complaining.
Yeah. I'm not people.
So
I'm
I can't.
special.
If I do
I'll
speak,
tell you what. How about this, big brain? Focus on the road and yet speak.
Okay, talk about what? Okay, about
all right.
Is there any questions?
What's been going down in on your side of the theological table?
Well, I've offered a number of people debates, but they say no.
Shut up.
To be honest, yes.
Wow. Okay. Any sort of we were discussing some stuff before we came on air. Like I was wondering if you want to.
No, not that. So we was discussing. Okay. I mean, recently, I've been trying to get more debates lined up. I had one recently with the Calvinist missionary, JB.
That must be. Is that odd for you a little bit? You don't have to dwell on it, but
no, not really. No.
Do you find yourself thinking of answers for them?
I could have done a better job than he did. I don't mean that rudely, but
yeah, but it is.
I mean, for example, here's a classic example, and this, if you're a Calvinist or of the Reformed mindset, here is an argument here is an argument that should cause you some issues.
Pause.
So if, for example, you believe that a Christian cannot lose salvation, okay, I know, you believe they can, as I do.
Of course.
So
well, not lose, but throw away.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So if you don't believe a Christian can lose salvation, okay, and this is specifically for the Reformed thinkers, if you, as a Calvinist, agree that, for example, only someone who is truly a Christian and regenerated can love God, then it follows that King Solomon was a Christian. He was a believer, right? Because in 1 Kings chapter 3 verse 3, it says that he loved God. Okay, and then later on it says that he pleased God and he was blessed by God. Faith, it is impossible to please God. So Solomon loved God and he pleased God, which is something only someone can do if they have faith. The problem then comes in that later on in Solomon's life, in chapter 11, in 1 Kings chapter 11, it says that Solomon went after foreign gods. He worshipped Astarte and Milcom and built a house for Molech or something along those lines. So he worshipped false gods, okay? So you have Solomon, who in the beginning of this 1 Kings loved and served God, but then at the later end of the Kings, in chapter 11, it says worship false gods, which, you know, you either have one or two choices then.
Is it chronological?
Yes, well then you either have one or two choices if you're a Calvinist. Either A, Solomon lost salvation and therefore Calvinism's false, or B, somebody can worship false gods and still remain a Christian, which is nonsensical. So either way, Calvinism fails.
Got you. It wasn't directly related. I was thinking of David.
Psalm 51, yes.
No, well, no, not necessarily. No, I was thinking of David in as much as in, I think, Kings or Chronicles, because they're pretty much like very similar. It says that David did what was pleasing in the sight of Yahweh, apart from the business with the Hittite, I think, or the whatever, some name was thrown out. But to my mind, I mean, I'm not Yahweh. He did some other like stuff that could be called into question. But then, I mean, he had concubines, he had wives and concubines, etc. And it set me down a little rabbit hole of, oh, that didn't get thrown out as the thing that's displeasing. Also, I was thinking of, what was I thinking of? No, it went again.
Well, if you also read...
But I've been looking at divorce and remarriage and like the morality of like, yeah.
Well, yeah, on that, if you read, for example, when David, went in with Bathsheba, he had her husband killed. Now, in Psalm 51...
I mean, it's a good move, as in a secular one.
In Psalm 51, that's where you see David's, that prayer of repentance in Psalm 51. So in Psalm 51, David says, do not take thy Holy Spirit from me, and restore unto me the joy of thy salvation.
Who is indwelt? I want from me makes it sound like he's...
And he says, do not, and he says, restore unto me the joy of thy salvation. So Solomon...
So like he's out of it for a hot second.
So Solomon and his father David... I brought this up. When I brought this up in my debate with Jason
Did he start
Burns,
singing?
No, but do you know what he said to me?
Go on.
I said to him, Jason, I left him with that conundrum. Either Calvinists have to admit here that Solomon lost salvation, or they have to admit that you can worship a false god and still be saved. I said, can a Muslim be saved? He said, no. I said, okay, and why is that? They worship false gods, obviously, right? And Solomon worshipping a false god here would put him out of the realm of salvation. And he said to me this case, he said, well, yeah, but it's a false comparison because Solomon had the sacrifices and Muslims don't. I said, hold on. Now you accuse me of believing in works-based salvation, okay? But what you've just done there is preach works-based salvation, because what you're saying is that Solomon can worship false gods, but as long as he offers sacrifices to the true God, he can still be saved. Conundrum number 2.
Okay.
Therefore, Calvinism must be rejected. Yeah, sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself.
Righto. This is also why the Jehovah's Witnesses don't talk to Ben no more. He gets a bit, he's done them now, so he's moved on to Calvinism. But don't bother me, because I'm not one of those guys. And you can have a look at my... Whoa! I'm just advertising myself here. You can have a look at my video refuting all the 5 points of the little flower arrangement they got going on.
I do believe a good book you can read. I believe I read this book some years ago. It's written by, I believe, Robert Morey.
Okay, June.
And Robert Morey, I believe he was an ex-Jehovah's Witness. He then actually became a Calvinist, so we still wouldn't get on. But
I mean, what you mean to say is you would still love him because you're commanded to.
Well, I mean, either way, I mean, he went out of Jehovah's Witnesses, which is great.
Like a Muslim who becomes an atheist.
No.
Straight out of one fire into the same fire.
Well, no, I think Jehovah's Witnesses are obviously much more theologically damaged.
Heresy.
Theologically damaging Calvinists all day long, obviously.
Yeah.
But I think that's a good book, to be fair, because he was a Jehovah's Witness. And he
I've got nothing against Reformed.
He gave some real insights to how the Jehovah's Witness mind works in this book. So look up Robert Morey on Jehovah's Witnesses. There'll be a book there, really good.
Armageddon, you're right. No, we know that. We got that. He's saying they take it from the Arian heresy. They just literally repackaged it, as far as I can see. Oh, and did a bit of creative translating, and then had to say,
Discussing with this Jehovah's Witness over coffee once, and he said to me, and I asked him, I said, do you believe...
Philin has said no one chooses to be a Calvinist.
Actually, they do. That's the ironic thing.
Listen, Allah guides who he guides, mate. Don't you start.
Well, but listen to this. I was discussing with a Jehovah's Witness over coffee once, and I said to him, so do you believe that Christ has already come in like an invisible sense? The second coming is like an invisible one. He said yes. I said, well, how do you square that circle? And he was like, what do you mean?
Every eye?
I said, well, Matthew chapter 24 says that when he comes, all eyes will see. I said, it doesn't mean 24 that only a select group of people in the Watchtower and Track Society have seen the second coming. That's not what it says. That was probably our last coffee we had.
No way. Make friends so easily.
We then went on to have an invisible coffee.
Nice. They're cheaper.
So I did that.
As far as I do. I didn't see what you did because it was invisible. It was so subtle. So I got just asked a question a minute ago. Do I think that Boris, to his friends, if he's, I don't know, if he's going to call, or if he's going to like rebrand Putin as a terrorist, basically, I can't remember the question. I think he went pretty close to that. He said that he's a blood-stained, was it autocrat or dictator? In his speech the other day, like his hands are stained with the blood of the Ukrainians. So I don't know what you're waiting for. Like, I mean, he's being treated at the moment, or his government is being treated very similarly to Islamic regimes who have potentially extracted the urine in the past, as it were. And because of NATO, it's all a bit trickier, isn't it, really? In terms of, I mean, the inverted commas, like bomb that hit a Turkish ship, that usually would be enough to potentially draw NATO in because Turkey is a member. However, Turkey are pretty pally in Syria.
Well,
so
a Russian bomb hit a Turkish ship.
It says bomb in inverted commas, so you don't know what it could. I mean, it could have been a missile. It could have been, I don't know. But yeah, he's not being asked around to tea in many places. He's gone a bit like full retard, as Robert Downey Jr. calls it in Tropic Thunder.
You don't go full retard.
No, never go full retard. Never go full retard. Yeah.
Oh, goodness me.
I think it's shocking. Like, I really do. I keep praying about it for everyone involved because I feel sorry for Russian people. Like they're going to be, their economy is going to be like just strangled pretty rapidly, and he's still going to be eating and drinking and all right if he remains alive, as it were. So, because I don't know where it's going to end, because thermobaric, I don't know how to pronounce it, but there's a weapon that they've seen entering. Whether it's propaganda, I don't know. Like I did politicals, which he's tried to imply maybe an option. I don't think he's that much of an irrational lunatic. But these other weapons, either way, these weapons, they don't cause any outward like injury oftentimes, but they kill just as efficiently and as arbitrarily. So I feel like that's an issue. However, Britain was the first nation to send military aid, and I'm not like a pacifist in that sense at all. I feel, when there are children suffering. No, of course. I'm happy that's happened. And humanitarian crisis that's coming is also a massive, just ramifications for the whole of Europe. And whether or not I believe, we're not in the European Union anymore. I miss Brexit, don't you? It was the kind of drama you could get your teeth into, really. But yeah, it's not a good look for a Christian nation, or heavy majority Christian nation, to be being attacked by another Orthodox. Although I did see pictures of Russian soldiers doing the kneel on the floor, head on the floor prayers in the forest in Ukraine, which was.
Now, have you also seen what he's done? He's got
Chechen, yeah. A lot of them have been killed, though.
Islamic.
Yeah.
To invade an Orthodox country.
Yeah.
And his country's supposed to be Orthodox.
I don't know if you can hear Ben. He's saying that the use of Islamic Chechen fighters, but I did read this morning that a lot of them have been taken out wholesale. Yeah. So, I mean, however you feel politically, if you're ethnically Russian or if you're not, I'm not, it's never a good look when a country with such a deficiency in terms of firepower, it's never a good look to just arbitrarily invade a country when you've been sitting there saying, oh, I won't do that. It's not good. Also, it's not good to just the David and Goliathness of it, but everyone involved, the people who live there more so, but also the poor little sods who've been sent to fight. I mean, a lot of them surrendered because they said, oh, we didn't know we was there for this. which is good luck to them. And I did appreciate, I must admit, the little rebel in me when those 13 guys on that tiny island were told lay down their arms, and they said, how about you go fudge yourself, probably in Ukrainian. I thought, go on, because they were going to die anyway. Let's have it right. So anyway, that's yeah, that's that. Okay, so now we're almost there. We're on Edgware Road, which is quite close to Speaker's Corner. Yeah, that's it. I've done my little speech about the Ukraine. God bless them. I mean, I bet they feel a bit silly about maybe the ink's faded on that one. Right. Excuse me. Oh, this is going to be a laugh, trying not to cough my way through today. Oh, I ain't got my microphone on, I just realised. I'll sort that out when we get near to the park. Maybe I'll pause the stream when we get there. Maybe. That sounds good, Phil. Yeah, maybe. Oops. Did you say you're nipping in? Yeah. All right. Yeah, maybe what I'll do is stop this when I get to the park, and then I can reset up with my mic. Have a quick see if JC's there, etc. Whoa, that's a bit bright though, isn't it? Now they've turned the sun on. Can you believe it? Hold on. I don't know who they are in that sentence. But also, yeah, I want to see if JC's there. He's got a selfie stick for me, I believe, unless he's forgotten it. So yeah. I saw also the viral bit of the guys in front of the tanks, like Tiananmen Square style. There's some pretty moving, even the still pictures, if that makes sense, moving still pictures. I mean, moving as in touching. But everybody also, please do be aware that the propaganda machine that rolls out with war is like tried and tested. So not everything is always as it seems. You'll be amazed to hear. Or maybe you won't. But yeah. So I'll just wait for Ben a hot second while he's just nipped into this establishment. The thing, I don't know if that's a question, Armageddon News, but the reason why the world is heading down the wrong path is biblical. Yeah, there's prophesied events that have to come to pass. I will do a video on prophecy soon, I think. But yeah, so it's got to happen. It's got to happen. There's got to be a time when good is called evil, evil is called good. You know, you'll be killed and they'll believe that they're doing it for the sake of God. That's already happening. Wars, rumours of wars, that's happening. I don't believe, unless since I learned this fact, things have changed. I don't believe there's been a single day of absolute peace globally since the end of the Second World War. There's always been armed conflict somewhere in all of those intervening many days. So that's a comforting thought, but not really. Human beings with or goodness or gentleness or faith or self-control or joy or love, kindness, what do you expect? You know what I mean? Without those things, without love just alone, we're all, you know, clanging cymbals, etc., empty vessels. So if you haven't got Jesus, now might be the time. Not might be. It is the time to like pull your finger out and actually find out what you're either refuting or what you're avoiding or what you're against. Because there's no harm in like genuine inquiry, is there? Otherwise you're doing yourself a disservice if you you know, leave it to other people. If you leave it to people's examples as well, like you might know of a Christian and then they might have some scandal or something and that might put you off, but don't believe the hype, as it were. I'm not sure the whole world's economy is crashing, or crashing, I think is what you mean. China seems pretty healthy after COVID, if you notice. And all that pesky financial stuff from Hong Kong seemed to go away pretty rapidly. It's almost as if, no, true. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, finances have been greatly impacted, but you can bet that the people who have, if all the money was redistributed, can't remember who I'm quoting or who I'm paraphrasing, but within X amount of years it would all be back in the same pockets. Just, I don't know. It depends on the mindset, doesn't it? And the ethical practices, I guess. Yeah. Sunny sparkles. What, like Italy back in the day when there was like 10 million lira note for a pint of milk? Yeah. Inflation isn't like magic. You can't just keep making it. Yes, it is live now, Your Highness. Oh, right. Nearly there. But like I say, I feel like I'm going to close the stream almost like when we get there and then do another one because I just want to get me bearings a little bit, get a selfie stick because my arm is already aching. This is what I do for you. I'm joking. Oh, I want to put my sunglasses on, but I can't because then I can't see the chat. But I can't see the chat anyway. So, right, this is still Edgware Road. It's a big thing. That probably cost a lot of money. That cost a ridiculous amount of money, and now they're taking it all down again. What a load of old shiz. My life. Millions. Arch, everybody. That white thing there with the 4 columns and the big arch and the 2 little ones and the big iron wrought gates. That's Marble Arch. This is new. Hi, I'm not advertising one bit, but that's new. Ah, somewhere to... No, I'm not joking. That's not Andy. That is Andy, Harry, as it were. Robert Wells, what's happening? Go wait. Jacko, hello. Yes, Ben's back. Jacko. Yeah, it's just Jacko, isn't it? I just told you it is. Right, we're almost there. Almost. John, what's happening? Good to see you. Right, oh shiz. Oh, I'm going to die. I don't want to die, so I'm going to try not to. You're right, Andrew. Good to see you, sir. Right, I don't have coffee yet. This is why. Yes, so for anyone who's just joined, I'm going to end the stream in a moment so I can get my mic sorted out, my selfie stick thing, so I don't have to, like, I don't know, just be in this bicep destroying pose. Indonesia, God bless you and your country, Robert. Not the easiest place to be a Christian. Right, let's just follow Ben as if he hasn't got a death wish on the road, and then we'll... Sorry if I've missed your comments, it's really bright on the... Jacko, the argument is whether he's already here or whether... Yeah, there's different opinion within... Whoa, you want to run me over, mate? Fish. Right, yeah, there are certain prescribed things that have got to happen to the Antichrist. And also, you've got the false prophet who's going to come along and all that. I mean, one could argue there's been a pretty decent attempt at that job title already. But yeah, maybe I'll try and do a video on it. Eschatology is not my strong point, but I do know a few people are good at it. Right. So this is in the most bizarre video I've done. I'm going to get to the gates and switch off. But I promise, as soon as I need to have all my wits about me to look after Ben because he's out of practice. You know what I mean? Oh, feel quite happy. So do them pigeons, obviously. All right, mate. Jeez. Oh, I don't like bullshit. Shoot, shucks. Yeah. Whatever's. So yeah, what I'll do is I'll set once I switch off in a minute. I've shown off my road crossing skills. I'll set the next one for say half an hour's time, maybe. Yeah, about that. And I may come on earlier, so just stick a little reminder bell or whatever I can't even remember. Yeah, put reminder on, but it should flash up as a notification to a lot of people. But oftentimes with my other channel, I get the notification after I've finished streaming it. And I'm like, odd. It's almost like they don't want you to go. Yeah, the signal keeps going in and out also, but I can't see the screen because of the glorious weather. Always something to moan about in England. Right, this is us. So what I'm going to do is end this That is a sign, Armageddon. That'd be a massive sign. Egypt's meant to be uninhabitable for 40 years, if I remember rightly. I'm going, Simon, I'm walking into Speaker's Corner, but I'm going to end this stream now so that I can just sort my microphone out and my everything, and I'll be back in no more than 30 minutes. I'm just going to check if JC's here yet, etc. All right, lots of love. I'm going to say my prayers also. Can you pray for me, please? And Ben, and Christians, and Muslims, everyone, basically. And I'll see you soon. All right, God bless, and ciao.